So while I was sitting here in the barn, I figured I'd do a quick video on the Akima grapple. This thing right here has made our life so much easier. We did first cut with it, we did straw with it, and we're getting ready to work on second cut. I've actually got about 4 acres of hay on the ground right now as we speak. And it's gonna make that go a hell of a lot faster. And it's just sped up our haying process because we don't have to go back and spend however many hours picking up bales and being just me and him, me and Dad picking up bales. You know, it's just us two. He would drive the truck, I picked up bales. We'd stop at a certain point, he'd pick up bales, I'd pick up bales. It just eliminates the manual labor portion of it. I can get on the tractor and baler, go bale hay. He can get behind me with the Akima grapple and pick them all up, put them on the trailer. And most of the time, I get off work, come home, I start baling. And it may take me a couple hours to bale. By the time that happens, we're getting closer to dark. And, you know, I don't want to be out in the dark picking up bales. By the time, like the last couple times we've done this in the evenings, he's got on the skid steer and the grapple, got on tractor and baler. I'll be baling, he'd be picking up bales right behind me. By the time I'm done baling, he's done, I'm done. We pull everything back in the barn, and we're done. And it's not, okay, we're done baling, now we got to pick up all the bales. And I know I can run my longer chute in the wagon behind the baler, but there's times that works okay, and there's times it doesn't. I find that can be more of a pain in the ass than what it's worth, especially for some of the tighter fields we've got. Turning that whole rig around with the tractor, baler, and the wagon, and trying not to hit anything or making those turns. I think this works out a hell of a lot better, and it just saves, because it is just me and Dad, saves either me being on the tractor and him on the wagon, or me on the wagon, him on the tractor. It saves that portion, cuts that out. I can be on the tractor baling, he can be picking up the bales. So this just made life so much damn easier. And it's a very simplistic design. There's not a lot to the damn thing. I have looked and looked for grease zerks and found none on this thing, so there's very low maintenance. Those tines are all replaceable. If you break one off, you pretty much unbolt them, take tine off, put the new tine on, bolt them back on. So if you ever have a problem with one of those breaking off for some reason, I wouldn't foresee that happening, but if it did, it's very easy to do. And you can also adjust them too a little bit in case you know, are not satisfied with where your twine's ending up at and your knife's ending up at. You can adjust those, slide those side to side. They're just a lot of little adjustments you can do to them. Whoever came up with this is probably a millionaire by now, because I've seen a lot of guys using these, and I'm just thoroughly happy with this thing. What's nice is you can adjust these sideboards in. Makes it nicer for storage in the wintertime. Makes it just a little bit smaller. We can get it in places. I think for the wintertime being, and if I ain't got like a hell of a lot of hay up here, which all my second cut's going to go up here, but if I got a spot here to stick it, I'm going to put the grapple up here in the hay loft. That way it's out of the way for the winter. We can put the brush cat back down in the other barn. Because since there's not a lot of grease points, I don't really like this thing sitting outside. Things getting rusted up and water in places it shouldn't, and I'd rather have it in a barn. So it's nice you can store it that way, or like it come on the pallet, it was standing straight up. So all this fails, we'll slide that in and stand the damn thing straight up and make us a pallet for it. We can just put it right in the barn in one of the corners and put the mower and the baler and stuff in front of it or whatever when we get the machine shed done. So pretty easy to store. The only thing I got problems with right now is the quick couplers, which this just part of it sometimes. My female end on the quick coupler, the spring is not letting that metal ring go back out. So every time I go to hook it up, it just pours oil out of it, and then finally you shove it on there hard enough, it'll go, but it's just not working right. So I'm going to get 2 new couplers for it and fix both problems. If the male end's having a problem too, I don't know, maybe it's in the male end that's causing pressure in this one, I don't know. So I'm going to change them both, see if that fixes the problem. If you get one of these things, what I'm going to tell you to do is hook it up to the skid steer. And if you got slack, I'm very picky about how my hoses are ran on stuff. I don't like it hanging down and around pinch points on the skid steer. So like on your curl back, these hoses here would be like dangling down in that curl back area, and I'm afraid you'll end up pinching one. So me and Dad hooked to the machine and then took our slack and like zip tied it up here, so that way it's it's on the back of the grapple. So very well built attachment, by the way. There's this quick attach on the back here. That's a heavy frame. What's nice is too, if you get a guy to come, if he brings a gooseneck here and wants to get hay, and you already got it on your trailer or whatever, you can take your sideboards off and your backboards in the middle off, and you can grab your bundles and put them on their trailer so you don't touch them. But most of the time they come get hay from us, it seems like they bring either a covered trailer or a small trailer we can't use this on, so we generally have to manhandle them. But you know, you have to do that once in a while to remind us of why we bought this thing. So anyhow, I'm pretty daggone impressed with this thing, and I'll be excited to see the next few seasons on more and more we learn about it. Like I said, we're kind of new to this concept, but it is working out really well for us. So if you guys got small acres and don't want a full-on accumulator like the Coons accumulator that goes on the back of the baler and then a grapple, you're just wanting a grapple to be able to pick up the bales, and you got a skid steer, this is what you need. So anyhow, we'll catch y'all later. Thank y'all for watching, and stay tuned for more.